Yo, 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 what's going on? What's going on, brothers and sisters?
Are you live?
Yeah.
Oh, there you go. So,
Hey, hey, hey. On. Hey, what's up, everyone? Um, so we just launched our community grants program, and I'd like to go over it, and kind of show you some of the benefits. Um, the whole idea of swarms is that by working together and by collaborating with each other, we can do things that were previously unimaginable. And I think that's the case with the ecosystem. And so I think the ecosystem is extremely important. And that's why we launched this community program and why we're going to help people build amazing applications on top of Swarms. Um, and especially a lot of this agent stuff is very new, especially multi-agent. There are not that many people that know even like what. There's not that many people that know what agents are. It's kind of a very small group of people. In comparison with other like industries and whatnot. So we want to help people build their applications on top of Swarms very easily, and also incentivize people to build really, really good agents. And that's why we are launching the Swarms community program. So essentially, we're trying to empower the next generation of multi-agent systems, and we're going to allocate at the minimum to begin with 10 million swarms, and probably much, much more in the coming weeks. And essentially, there's a vast array of benefits. We give you swarms tokens. We also help you build the application, technical support with our team and our vast array of contributors. We'll essentially give you access to our community, and we'll introduce you to people that could help with your project, either developers, investors, just people generally interested in your project, people that we think might be able to help you. We could also give you access to infrastructure. As of right now, Swarms is one of the largest and most deployed Swarm frameworks, if not the largest. So we have a pretty extensive infrastructure platform, and we can provide you with the infrastructure you need to build your applications. We could also help you launch your project. We could help you with marketing, PR across all of our channels now. I think we have over like 200,000 followers and much more. But it doesn't really matter how many followers you have. What really matters is how much does your community love what you're doing? Does your community like you? Are they willing to support you at every step of the way? And we can show you how to build an amazing community. We've been doing it for a while, with the Swarms Web3 launch. Like that's only been around for maybe a week now, less than a week. Actually, yeah, more than a week. But we already had 9,000 people in our Discord before that even happened. We had like 9,000 people in our Discord for like we built it over like 2 years or even more than that. So we can also help you with security audits to make sure your agents are extremely secure, and we could also help you ensure that there's no hallucination, loss of accuracy, or just generally anything that could impair the quality of your agents. We built millions of agents. We have seen literally every single problem you could probably ever have with agents. Bad prompts, bad agent configurations. I mean, we've seen it all. So we can help you with just ensuring that your agents are extremely reliable, if not the most reliable. And yeah, another thing that we would like to provide is strategic guidance. So we can help you kind of like strategy sessions on the projects. Mapping like functionality to the community is very important because communicating what you're building to a non-technical base or technical is extremely difficult, and we can help you map like the tech into a community, and we can provide you a lot of reliable counsel in that regard. And we could also share your project all over the place. We're gonna have a leaderboard pretty soon of all the best applications built on top of Swarms. semi-open source projects that are open, and so we're gonna have kind of like a leaderboard of all the projects built on Swarms, and we could help share your launch when you're ready to launch across all of our channels and socials. Um, and we can also help you maintain kind of like the reliability of the framework of your project over time. So yeah, so these are just some of the benefits we offer. If it comes down to it and you need something that is not here, we'll be very glad to help you with this. Our only goal really is to ensure that you succeed as an agentic project, to ensure that your agents are reliable and they are solving the problems they are meant to be solving, which is extremely difficult, extremely difficult. But we've been in the trenches for a long time, and we can help you in that regard. Some focus areas. We're most very curious about any form of industry-specific solutions, enterprise solutions, financial solutions, blockchain solutions, building agents to analyze Solana's blockchain for transactions, building agents that can trade, building agents, a swarm of agents that could be your own hedge fund, and a lot of things in that regard. We're not very too specialized in one industry. If you're building something cool, let's say biology, like if you want to build a swarm of agents that could help you generate proteins or genes, we can help you do that. And yeah, so these are just kind of like some broad ideas on what we would love to sponsor. Community swarm, so like an agent, like a swarm for Telegram, a swarm for WhatsApp, things like that. A swarm that can help you learn faster. Anything that could potentially help a community, kind of like the tools of a community, we'll be very interested in. And on the more technical side, kind of like on the lower level side of agent engineering, we have agent communication protocols. I think there's going to be millions of different agent communication protocols, and we would like to sponsor and help every single one of them, because agents, the way that agents communicate is mostly specialized to the problem that they're solving. So given the business problem they're solving, you will then define how the agents communicate with each other. And we would love to help you if you're working on that. Any task automation frameworks, trying to automate tasks for everyday people, that's also very interesting. Anything optimizing the reliability of agents and custom agent implementations as well. And then we also have the infrastructure side, such as decentralizing agents, ensuring that agents are decentralized and run locally, and creating a distributed network of agent providers, so that it's not just locked in the cloud, but anybody can run their swarm at home. And that's also very interesting, and we would love to sponsor that. I think that'd be amazing. The process is super simple. You just book a call, and then essentially, like, we'll talk. You'll talk with me. I'll give you some quick feedback. Then me and the team will discuss, and finally, you'll get funded, and you can start building, and we'll start working together, and we'll help you. And that's pretty much it. Super simple. In fact, this entire page was AI generated. Human didn't actually build this. That would have taken too much time. But yeah, so this whole page is AI made. This was made in like 10 seconds, which is amazing, because agents now are starting to get like really good at front end stuff. So we could also show you, like how, like if you wanted to launch theoretically in one day, from just having an idea 0 to 1 in one day, an idea to people are using what you're building in one day, we could help you do that. Especially if you know how to use these AI tools. Swarms is one of them. V0 is another one. And a lot of the infrastructure stuff we can provide as well. And that's pretty much it. You have V0 for your front end. You have Swarms for your back end. After that, all you really need is a database. And Solana could help you in that regard as well. Or you can use something like Supabase. Yeah, we might be making our own database pretty soon. That is kind of built on Solana. It's very interesting, but it's still very early, and I'll talk about that later. I don't want to get ahead of myself here, but yeah. So that's the Swarms grants program. Our goal really is just to like try to build the ecosystem around Swarms as quickly as humanly possible. I think now is the perfect time to do it. There's a lot of capital. There's a lot of people trying to build agents. People now are starting to get slightly familiar with agents. Like people know what like agents are, and they know how to build them. Um, and I think that the ecosystem now is just amazing for the community program. And you know, um, we would love to help. You know, so that's kind of our goal with the program. So if you know anybody that would be interested in the program, please send them this link, grants.swarms.world, and yeah, and let us know. We're trying to be as open as possible. We're trying to work with everybody that is interested in working with us. And if you're trying to build an agent application, agent project, we can help you build it very, very quickly. And so, yeah, let us know. And yeah, let me know if you have any questions. If anybody has any questions in the chat. It's honestly insane that like agents have gone to the point where you could just generate a whole front end like this, and like this literally took like 20 seconds. You just have to give it a good prompt, and it just works. You know. In regards to the Swarms framework, we're going to be also making some very, very interesting changes pretty soon. We're going to be adding Rust, and we're going to be doing the vast majority of our backends in Rust. We already started doing this a long time ago, but we didn't finish. We didn't necessarily have the manpower to do this, but now we do. Now we have the Swarms army. So yeah, now things are going to go by much faster, and we're going to be building the entire backend in Rust, so it's like 100 times faster at the minimum, because Python is slow. Python's kind of easy, like it's super easy to use, right? But it's very slow. There's no like natural multi-threading, but Rust is much faster. It's oftentimes faster than C and or C++. So yeah, honestly, and a lot of Python applications are built on top of Rust right now, such as Rough. What was the other one? UV, and a bunch of other ones as well. So that's going to make Swarms probably the fastest agent framework ever made, if it's good enough. And you'll be able to run like 50,000 agents in a minute. It's going to be insane. So we're going to be working on that. That's going to be kind of like the next big update. And then since then, after that, we're also going to be adding in some new multi-agent structures. So a one that I liked a lot is called auto orgs. And so essentially what auto orgs are is like you give it a task, just very simple prompts, like build a marketing agency for AI companies or something like that. It'll literally build a whole company, 1,000 agents. It'll build first the boss is made, then the boss builds kind of like the executive team, and then that executive team then builds the lower management team, and then those agents will then create the engineers, salespeople, marketing, and they'll just be running 24/7. And so you could literally build like an entire AI company in one prompt. And they'll essentially they'll optimize themselves and they'll essentially be running 24/7, continuously learning and evolving, running whatever organization that you tell it to make. And we can also even add the functionality to even pay or receive money in terms of the product. So, like, the swarm will actually be able to make a product, sell it, and then distribute money back to you. So that's going to be insane. That's probably gonna like everybody's just gonna have like 50 companies that they have their swarms running, and so that's gonna be really fun. Jesus Christ, I'm very very excited for that. That's gonna be amazing. And it's essentially it's kind of like a hierarchical swarm. So it's kind of like you have a boss, right? Then you have like managers, and then below that you have like lower level managers. That's essentially what it's gonna be like. Except then you have like multiple layers of management, simulating like an actual company. Um, and so yeah, that's gonna be insane. We're also going to be launching some new APIs pretty soon, so people can start building their applications extremely quickly. And APIs that you could just use, you just put in like whatever you want. You want 50 agents, 100 agents, and then what type of swarm architecture do you want? And then yeah, you could just call the API and even pay in Swarm. So you would be able to pay in the Swarms token. So that's also going to be nice. And so that's kind of like on the infrastructure side of what we're doing. Also, MCS's API is going to be up pretty soon. That's already kind of like mostly done. So we're going to make, so for MCS, we had a trial run last night, and it was pretty interesting to say the least. We put a bot on Twitter, and people were just asking it like they were just giving it like questions on like health problems and things, and we had some some funny patients, and so we're gonna make an MCS API for we're gonna make an MCS API for Telegram, Twitter, Discord, and hopefully we're gonna have a massive decentralized network of decentralized healthcare. I think decentralizing healthcare is probably going to be like a $5 trillion business, given that like most medical and healthcare organizations are just extremely overmanaged and just horribly managed in general. So yeah, I think a widely available, very easy to use MCS is going to completely revolutionize healthcare. And that's, of course, built on swarms. So yeah, I think that's going to be extremely fun, and people are liking it already. We're also going to be selling it to enterprises. So we had a call today with one of our enterprise customers for the API, and we're going to be integrating into them, and they have millions of patients in America, and they'll be integrating MCS pretty soon, and we'll be saving lives in a couple of days from now, which is, I mean, completely unbelievable. But I think the healthcare system is extremely overmanaged, and that overmanagement, as of right now, is causing the loss of lives, many lives, millions of lives, even just in America. If you go to Europe, that number goes at least 2x higher, and then China, India, Nigeria. There's so many nations with extremely inefficient healthcare. I think the healthcare industry in the entire world is extremely overmanaged. And I honestly think swarms could help that. I think swarms can alleviate that overmanagement, make it faster, cheaper, more reliable, more accurate, and also much more widely accessible. And I think, honestly, believe MCS is going to completely change the way healthcare is done and make it much cheaper and save lives. Saving lives is the most important thing. And yeah, also the Swarms white paper is still being worked on. We haven't released it yet because we don't want it to be bad. We're trying to make it as good as possible. And so, if you want to learn more about the like tokenomics, the economics of swarms, we're essentially trying to make it like the universal currency of all agent frameworks, of all agent platforms in the world. Um, and so, that's essentially kind of like the definitive end mission. Phase one of our roadmap is integrating Swarm's payments into the marketplace. So you'll be able to buy agents from different vendors or even us, and you can pay in Swarm's tokens, so it's decentralized and trustless. And so that's going to be amazing. We're already working on that, and it's almost nearly finished. It just needs some more testing done, so there's no unexpected issues. And yeah, I think honestly that's going to be amazing. I think it's going to be fun. Um, and yeah, that's kind of just a broad overview of what we're working on now. Um, it was Christmas. What was it 3 days ago? Yeah, I hope everyone had a Merry Christmas and soon a Happy New Year. And I don't know when the Chinese New Year is. Chinese New Year. January 29th. So Chinese New Year is also in a month in a month from now. So that's going to be fun. I'd like to go to China this year and talk with the people. The average person in China is much more technical than the average American. It's actually it's honestly quite disappointing to see so many Americans afraid of technology. If you meet an average person on the street and you're telling them you're working on AI, they'll probably look at you with some form of concern or disappointment. Um, and that's just not the case in countries like China or Japan. People will be like, "Oh, wow, that's cool. What are you working on?" But in America, you kind of have to be careful because people are everything the way humans work is essentially things that you do not understand. You will most typically fear, and that's just how it works. Um, and that's how humans evolved. Humans are literally primates, and so if we didn't fear things in the past, we'd probably get eaten by a tiger or something. So humans, a lot of humans don't really understand how AI works or the benefits of AI, but we have to be the people that show them that they can use this technology to better their lives right now. AI isn't replacing anyone. In fact, it's creating millions of new jobs and pretty soon billions of jobs. And there's actually, in healthcare right now, there's a massive shortage of radiologists, doctors, just in America. Like we're missing hundreds of thousands of doctors, maybe even millions. And that's very concerning because that's why the healthcare costs are so high. But if you have swarms can fix that problem very easily. You just spin up, if you need 100 million doctors, you can just spin them up. And so I think most industries right now are significantly understaffed. And so the future of the economy is going to be dual species workforces. Humans and AIs are going to be working together. Humans are going to be piloting the AIs, and that's going to lead to hundreds of trillions of dollars in new export from the global GDP. And I think by working alongside AI, humans working alongside AI, I think we can benefit more. We could live healthier lives, cheaper lives. The cost of everything is going to plummet dramatically pretty quickly. So, like the cost of food, the cost of housing. Swarms can help all these different industries lower their costs and enabling the consumer, everyday people, to get what they need much cheaper. And that's our goal. Everything now, especially in America, is very, very, very inflated. Very inflated. I mean, some food now that used to cost, say, like 20 cents 20 years ago, 30 years ago, is now like $6, $7 for like a box of blueberries. That's insane. Swarms can help that. You know, we're probably going to be seeing fully autonomous farms pretty soon, fully autonomous logistic networks, fully autonomous grocery stores, payment centers. All of that's going to lead to a massive cost reduction of quality of life, not only in America but also in the world. And so I'm personally very excited for that. I think that's honestly gonna make everybody much happier. It's very hard to be it's very hard to be happy if you can't buy a $5 box of blueberries and you have no food to eat, and your rent costs more than 2 times your monthly income. I mean, it's insane. So the reason for these costs is because we're extremely limited by human bandwidth. There's billions of human beings now. There's billions of petabytes of data being generated every single day, and so much data, so much information, so many humans. We're going to need much more labor. We're going to need an entirely new type of labor, which is swarms, to handle all that capacity. And then that, by integrating swarms into the economy, then we could lower the price of everything and make everything dramatically cheaper. And that's our goal. That's what we're trying to do with this grant program. That's what we're trying to do with our framework, and that's our mission. So, but it won't be easy, you know. It'll be very hard. There's a lot of technical issues to overcome by that point, but we're working very hard. I alone have been awake now for like 30 hours or something, give or take. I don't know. But I'm going to be working extremely hard until I feel like our mission is making a significant progress, and we're saving not only lives, but we're making organizations easier to run, cheaper to run, and also able to generate more income. And so, yeah. Yeah, so Michael says Rust is more pro developer. So not a lot of people can dev their own agents as opposed to Python. So the way that it works, it's not, you won't actually use the code in Rust. You will use Python, and then this Python code uses Rust. And so you're only using Python, but the code in Python is built on Rust. You're not actually using Rust. Like directly. The code that the Swarms Python code will be using Rust. Yeah. And so in some cases, people wouldn't even be interacting with Python. For example, our MCS integration with Twitter, you could just comment under or tag the MCS channel, and that's it. You just tag it, and then you would talk with it on Twitter. But the execution on the back end will be much faster, 100 times faster at the minimum. So yeah, if you don't want to interact with the code in Python and you still want to use Swarms, you'll be able to use it in Twitter pretty soon, Telegram, WhatsApp. And we're also building out our no-code platforms on our marketplace right now, swarms.world. So we're building our drag and drop platform. It's still pretty early, but we're making a lot of optimizations on it, and it'll be really good to use pretty soon. So yeah, just stay in tune for that. That's going to be fun. Well, you can actually use it right now, but it's there's a couple of errors, and we just generally have to add some more functionality. We also have the spreadsheet swarm, which requires a subscription of $100 a month because it gets kind of expensive. And basically, with that, you can run a bunch of agents in parallel. You essentially just add your agents kind of like a spreadsheet, like every row is an agent. and then you can do a lot of things at once. And so that's ready to use right now. That works pretty well. It is a little bit expensive to run though, especially if you have like 500 agents or something. But yeah, so that's working pretty good on like the no code side of Swarms. Um, and we're going to be working very hard to make sure that our no code platforms are very simple to use, also very reliable, and also extremely secure and fast, very fast. Honestly, the support like from Web3 is honestly unbelievable. Um, it's honestly insane, like what happens if you just really double down on providing value to people, um, and just literally worry about nothing else, just providing maximum value. Um, like our community is like doubled since last week, since we launched Swarms. Um, and the growth, I mean, we've had thousands of new developers use our framework, our platform, the marketplace. It's honestly insane. Um, and it's not like we launched like everything in the past week. I mean, we've been building Swarms for a very long time. It's just now like a lot of people are becoming more aware of us, um, and are starting to see the value in the products and services and projects that we built, which is amazing because we didn't have that recognition for a very long time. So this has honestly been amazing. I was honestly pretty stressed. I was stressed in the beginning, um, and yeah, it was a little bit overwhelming, to say the least. You know, before like like it was honestly just insane. Like seeing all the support coming in. I mean I've never seen anything like this. Um, yeah, Michael says, you available for a call after this live? Yeah, if you want to talk to me, you should join our Discord. I'm literally always in the Discord, like 24/7, talking with people, discussing, also building with the team. So, yeah, if you want to talk, just join the Discord and we'll talk, man. Can we make something similar to AI pool? What is that? Guys, I'm very new to Web3. Um, well, I'm not. I wouldn't say I'm completely new. I was uh, I was a Solana holder in 2021, and but I was just kind of like a. I think there's some lag. Yeah, we're experiencing some lag. Lag.